Mia, a recently diagnosed cancer patient, is at the railway station, returning from school. She overhears all that her classmates are saying while she waits for the train. She seems conflicted about what they are saying and takes deep breaths. 23-year-old, tall and lanky Moses with a mohawk bumps into her as he is running from something. He nearly crashes into the incoming train but finds his balance just in time. He turns around to see her and then leaves. The train doors open and her classmates step in. She stays behind as she thinks about speaking to him. The classmates call her but she ignores them. She waits in the station along with Moses. He starts a conversation about her hair. He talks about it being tangled. She then compliments his hair and he tells her that he cuts it himself. He lets her touch the hair and they continue a conversation. He notices blood dripping from her nose and pulls her attention to it. She tries to leave when it gets awkward but he decides to help her. Moses takes off his shirt to stop the bleeding. He makes her lie down and tries to fix it. She sits up and takes his hands off hers. He helps her up to her feet after her nosebleed has stopped. He tells her that he got evicted and needs money to be able to pay his rent. He asks her for money. She gives him $50, though he says it is a lot. She says if she gives him money, he has to do something for her. Her parents, Henry and Anna, are at Henry's office, where they talk about their daughter's mental health. She suggests that they get intimate. He hands her an after pill and advises her to take her drugs. She has anxiety. She sits on the table and picks up a picture portrait and talks about her facial expression. They begin to make out on the desk. She assures him that Mia would be okay and he shouldn't worry. While in the process, the phone rings. She tries to avoid him from answering, but he does. Upset, Anna dresses up and leaves. For the favor, Moses decides to give her a hair makeover in his home. He starts by cutting her hair. Suddenly, he moves her out of the house and comes back in. His mother and little brother come in. She reaches out to the phone and wants to call the police to report a break-in. Upset, he leaves and throws their trash bin out. Mia eventually brings Moses home to her family. It is dinner time at the house. Her mother, Anna, compliments her hair and asks about her. Moses responds that he was going about rat hairstyles. When Anna asks how old Moses is, both Mia and Moses battle between the ages of 16 and 20. Anna castigates Mia for not attending her appointment and Mia tells her that she should focus on taking her drugs. In response, Anna says that she is relaxed and touches her face weirdly. She then puts a bunch of chips in her mouth and chews aggressively. Anna is surprised by the change in Mia and asks what have they done with my daughter. Mia responds that they had killed her. Anna tells the story of how Mia was born. She says she was nervous because Anna was overdue. The doctors had to do an operation which nearly killed her. Moses notices Anna's mouth bleed and tells her. Mia tells him that she still has her baby teeth. She shows him her baby teeth. Terrified, Anna shouts that Moses should not get close to her. Moses apologizes and Mia tells him that he doesn't need to. She defends him from her parents. Moses starts to smoke and Anna orders him to go out. Moses argues but still goes out. He promises to see her again and leaves. Mia notices that she has a crush on him and watches him leave from the window. The next morning, Polly, the pregnant neighbor, is crying for Henry on the streets. Mia is practicing her violin and Anna brings snacks for her. She is still sad about Moses leaving last night. Mia sees drugs and doesn't take them. She drops her violin and it breaks. She complains about her mother's behavior and calls it disgusting. Anna tries to tell her that Moses had problems and he is too old for her. Mia responds that she also has problems and doesn't mind. She gets into a car to leave with her mother. She presses the horn on the steering to annoy her mother. On leaving for work, Henry says hi to Polly. He cautions her not to smoke because she's pregnant. She argues that she found out that she is allowed to do so. It was a study she found online. He tries to leave, then Polly calls out for Henry, who is her dog. He tells her that Henry is her name when she keeps on calling. She says he has a dog name. They both laugh. Mia is at the Gidon School of Music and is playing for Gidon, the owner. He snatches the violin from her and says jokingly that she destroys everything she touches. He asks about the hair and she says that the hair was done by her boyfriend. He shows her a picture of the kind of hair she needs. It is a CD record. She plays the record and starts to dance. A young boy is outside the place and Gidon invites him in and makes him play the piano. Mia dances on the floor as the record plays. Her mother watches her dance with a smile on her face. Anna experiences insomnia and can't sleep. She walks around the house. Moses sneaks into the house to steal Mia's drugs. Anna puts on the light to find him stealing. He threatens her with a knife. She tries to help him out with drugs. When her daughter calls, Anna tries to push him out but Mia sees him. She is excited. She spots bald hair as all her hair has fallen off due to cancer. Henry threatens to call the police but Mia protests against it and begs that he stays with her. She says that she would do anything to let him stay. His father is scared that he will bring problems as a drug addict. Moses asks about her hair and she says that her hair fell off. While the parents argue about whether he can stay, they flirt with each other. Mika says that he can stay for breakfast since it's almost morning. Mia watches him while he sleeps and touches his arm. He wakes up to see her. Her mother calls for breakfast. She talks about how he probably fell off his bike due to the huge scar. Moses comes into the kitchen and apologizes to Anna for last night. Mia asks him if he has a girlfriend. He answers that he doesn't. Henry comes into the kitchen and has a conversation with him about work. Moses says that he doesn't work formally but has different things going on. He further says that people should stick to one thing because of functionality. Henry then says that it's better than being dysfunctional. Moses then asks Henry what he does, and Anna responds that he is a psychologist. Anna tells Mia to get ready for school. She is still having breakfast and tells Moses not to leave yet. She hurriedly rushes to the room to change into her school uniform. Anna offers to drive him home. Henry advises Moses that she is very vulnerable and should be careful. Mia comes out dressed in a wig and her school clothes. Moses hypes her up by dancing. Henry leaves and sees Polly trying to walk her dogs. He helps her out. She asks him if he can check the electricity bulb, but he politely declines. Anna drives both Mia and Moses, arriving at school. Mia says she wants to see him again and kisses him abruptly on the lips. When she leaves, the woman asks him where he lives, and he says that she can drop him at the side of the road. She insists on taking him to his home. He doesn't want her to know that his mother disowned him. He opens the door abruptly and drops off. When he forgets his bag, he comes back. She holds onto his bag and says she doesn't want to see him around Mia. He leaves either way. Henry is having a therapy session and leaves to help Polly with her bulb. She thanks him. He begins to change it and gets sparked in the process. She apologizes profusely. She massages his hair. Back at home, Anna plays the piano alone and stares at baby pictures of Mia. She stops playing as she thinks about Mia's health. In school, Mia is asked by a classmate whether her boyfriend drops her off and she answers yes. She is asked if he would come to the formal. She thinks she would. The girl says that she loves her wig and wants to get extensions. She asks if she wants to try it on. She begs that it's just for a second. Mia agrees and pulls off the wig to give it to her. The girl tries it on and says she looks so different. She takes pictures of herself to show her hairdressers. She gives her back the wig and says it looks better on her. Moses is on the streets, high. He smokes with someone at his side. He then decides to surprise Mia at her school. Happily, she asks him what he is doing there. He says it's his school and she argues that it is an all-girl school. They begin to play. Mia comes home to her parents. Anna inquires where she has been and she lies that she was out with a friend, Andre. She asks her mom for more money for a formal. Her mother asks for a dress and says that they can go out shopping. Mia declines, saying she doesn't want to miss any school anymore. Anna takes more anxiety pills and cleans the pool. Mia is practicing her violin while her mother looks over the finance. She comes back home and hugs her mother. The next day, Mia is in the house, meditating. Moses knocks on the door and Anna answers it. Anna lies that Mia is not here and she should leave. Moses says that he bought a present for her. Mia comes to the front door. He tells her that he noticed that she didn't come to school. She notices him sweating and asks if he ran there. He says it's because of basketball. While Anna tries to stop him from coming in, Mia pushes him inside the house. He comes in and goes to the kitchen. He drinks from the tap and says he didn't find a cup. While they play at the pool, Mia asks him if he can follow her to the school formal. He agrees to come with her. She says she is very excited. He puts a hand on her chest so that he feels her heart beating. They stare at each other. She feels pain and calls her mom. Anne realizes that he is still stealing her drugs. She confronts him for doing so. Mia asks him if that's the reason why he hangs out with her and he answers that it is. Anna tells him to leave and Mia is heartbroken. Mia plays her violin in her room, but then decides to see him. She sneaks out through the window. She goes to the basketball court to see him. A boy tells him that Mia is here to see him. He rushes to her. She asks if his mom knows where he is. He refuses to answer and says that he cannot hang out with her because he has work. Later on, they go on the train together and she plays with his hands. In the store, she tries on makeup and he watches her as she dances. She steals lipstick by hiding it in her bra. A man invites both to a party. She puts on the lipstick and agrees to come. Romance is set and Moses and her both go to the party. He commends her for being pretty. She walks into the party. A girl walks up to him and asks if he is avoiding her. He says no and kisses her. Mia is disappointed. He asks her if she loves to dance and she thinks he wants to ask her. Instead, he tells her to go in there and that he would meet her later. She overhears the girl asking Moses if he is babysitting. She walks further into the party without him and is intrigued by the mural on the wall. She meets a bald woman and she begins to dance. Moses walks through looking for her and sees her dancing. He asks her if she is drunk and she tries to push his hands off her. The man that she is dancing with tries to fight for her, and Moses gets upset, and he pulls her out of the party. She begins to throw up because she drank too much vodka, and he asks if she is allowed to drink on her medication. He says he wants to call her parents and she tells him not yet. They walk to the karaoke place and she listens to his voice. He starts to dance with her. Her parents are out looking for her. Anna complains that Henry is not always there when she needs him. She is conflicted about her feelings and how to handle them. In response, he snaps at her and tells her to stop making things about her. He gets her upset and she leaves through the car door. She asks a couple of people about her daughter's whereabouts by showing them the picture. Mia is sleeping somewhere on the roof and is disoriented when she wakes up. She breaks down. Mia is in the hospital with her mother by her side. She tries to leave when she thinks about Moses not finding her. Back at home, Anna calls Henry to come and feel the water pressure for her. He says he did it, but she asks him to do it again. She tells him to hurry up. While in the bathroom, she speaks about Mia being obsessed with Henry. Henry thinks she will get over it and that she is smart. He checks the pressure and then asks if she takes her drugs daily. She says she got off everything when Mia came back. Henry castigates her and says it is the worst possible time for her to do so. Anna tells him that she can do without it. He snaps at her for being exhausting and tells her that she cannot lose her mind at this time because Mia needs them. Later on, she goes to Gideon's music house and talks to him. Gideon is busy helping the little boy play the violin. He later sends him off to get coffee so that he can talk to Anna. Gideon says it's good to see her. He begs her to play the piano even if she hesitates. She says she doesn't want to, but he believes she wants to. She begins to play and then stops abruptly. She mentions the time she couldn't do anything and how she left her 5-month-old Mia to a woman she didn't know. She thinks about being a bad mother. He tries to make her feel better. Henry meets up with Polly, whose dog runs away. He comes in to talk to her. She complains about the baby and that the pregnancy is too much to handle. She makes him touch her belly and in the process, he kisses her. He apologizes and leaves. Anna returns to the appointment with. He says he doesn't want to talk about it and asks that she doesn't speak about it. She gets close to him and helps him with his shirt. She tells him that it's okay. He cries that they are losing each other. Henry decides to see Moses at the basketball court. Sighting Henry, Moses tries to make a run for it. Henry meets up with him. Moses asks if Mia is dead and cries that he is at fault. Henry extends a proposition for him that he comes to stay with them and in return, he would give him a prescription for drugs. He agrees to do so. Mia and Moses play at home. She asks about his scar and he answers that it is from dealing with drug addicts. Moses cooks for dinner, making his homemade spaghetti, which is horrible. They all have dinner together. Henry takes a picture of both of them. He continued to take more pictures with them. Moses sees Anna and she says that she may have heard something. He says that he didn't. She asks if his mother knows where he is. He shakes his head that he didn't. She asks if she would like it. Mia likes to sleep under the piano because she likes to feel the vibration. He changes the topic and the woman stays under the piano to demonstrate how she used to. She leaves him to sleep. Anna checks on Mia and asks if she can stay with her and they lie down together. Mia and Moses play the piano together and he leaves when he misses a beat and goes to lie on the lawn. Mia asks Anna to play with her. Anna declines and says that she just wants her to be better. Mia gets upset and leaves. Anna asks Henry to keep an eye on them while she is out. They think it is bad parenting, but they are doing it for her. The lovebirds are by the pool, playing and dancing. Anna comes home and asks if Mia still wants to go to the formal. She buys her a dress. Mia tries it on and sees that something is wrong. She touches her breasts and feels a lump. Her mother comes into the room and marvels at how the dress looks. She shows Moses it and tells him about the breast lump. She notices that he is stoned and says her father helped him out. She goes back to her father and confronts him for drugging him. She figures out the plan and calls out her parents for proposing it. Moses says that he is not here because of the drugs and says that he cares about her. She says that he is lying and calls him out for being a fake. When she asks about the whereabouts of his father, he gets upset and calls her out for being too perfect. He announces to her parents that she has a lump in her breasts, and she kicks him out of the house, crying. Her parents are shocked to find out. She cries in her room. Moses goes home to see his brother checking out the snowman. He asks him to open the door, but he hesitates. Moses cries and shouts at him to open the door. The little boy runs to get his mother. Moses spits at the window and gets his mother upset. It is the Christmas period. Moses sneaks into her room and she threatens to scream. He tells the story about his father and how they never had a good relationship. His father was having an affair with someone else but never told his mom about the affair. He cries that he wants to be with her but doesn't know how to do it. He sleeps over at her place and gets a hangover. He throws up in her house and she cleans him up. It is Mia's birthday and she shows up in her dress and they have brunch together. She tells Moses to dance and he dances for her while everyone watches. She asks if her mother would play with her and then her mother agrees. Anna plays the piano and she plays the violin. Everyone watches. She pauses when Polly's water breaks. Moses comes to her and they both laugh. She complains that she can't breathe and can't take more pain. He tells her that he can't do it, but she pleads with him. He drinks water and gives her to drink also. He is contemplating it. Crying, he shakes his head. She apologizes and says that she knows that he loves her. In the morning, they are both in bed. Henry and Anna are in the kitchen. She complains about the cake and they laugh. She whispers that they are getting intimate, and he says that he heard the sounds too. Moses comes up and talks about how Mia is still in bed. Anna takes the breakfast to the room and comes back out, crying. Mia passed away in her sleep. Anna cries about her being gone and says she didn't get to say goodbye to her daughter. Henry checks out his daughter in her bedroom and mourns her. Moses holds Anna while she cries. In a flashback, they are all on the beach. Henry takes pictures of Moses and Mia. Henry tries to take another picture with her, but she says it's hard. He promises her that things will be okay. She offers to take his picture, and he gives her instructions. She asks him to look after Moses while she is gone. In the end, she takes a picture of her parents.